So welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Claim Your Throne Queen. And we have a queen with us today. Welcome, QueenNella.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Listen, I'm a follower. I'm a fan. I lift you. You are queen. I've been following you for a while.
Okay.
You know, and I've invited you masterminds and things like that.
Right.
But I want to give you your props because I see you.
Okay. I
And then
that.
I saw this book and I was like, oh no, now I really need her to come in and explain. I love it.
Yeah, that's like
I
me in raw form.
Here.
Yeah.
You talking for so many people?
Right.
Talk to me.
Right. So I belong here. It's actually just a piece of an affirmation that I would constantly repeat in the mirror. It's I am stepping into my desired position without permission because I belong here.
Ooh.
I think, we get intimidated sometimes by the people that are in the room because of their caliber, like what level they are in business and life, or just their status or the information, the knowledge that they have, and immediately you will feel less than.
Yes.
Right?
We've all been there.
Right.
And we're going to be really raw here. We're going to be truth. It's all about the truth.
Right.
Because I think that this book.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. That's
exactly what it is. So, going into a room, like now, I don't know if you notice, if I ever walk in a room, I arch my back. Like I'm ready. My back is arched.
I'm here.
I have heels on and I'm like,
I've arrived.
I've arrived. And I don't care who's in the room. But I had to do that. I had to train myself to be more confident and to constantly tell myself, like, you belong here.
Yeah.
In every room, you belong here on earth in life and experience life the same as everyone else does. So, never to go home and saying, like I had a mask on today. I had to fake like I was comfortable in that room, or I had to fake like everything was okay in life, when honestly, I learned to realize when we go to these networking events and everyone's laughing, having a good time, that's a moment that they break from their reality. So although they seem happy and you're looking around the room like, oh my God, I wish I had that smile.
Mm-hmm.
That smile is borrowed.
You have yours.
Right. But it's also to say that we all go through things and we just don't know until, you're in someone's space, like when they're vulnerable and they're telling you like, when they let you in. Yeah.
So how long have you been in our industry now?
So I've been in the business. October this year will make 6 years.
Yes.
6 years. And I'll tell you, like, the experience was interesting because I've never been around so many realtors that just party all the time.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that.
Just party all the time. And I'll admit, the first few years, I was one that's all I did. I wanted to go out, have a good time. And then I just take a moment and think to myself, like, what if you're going to a networking event, it's not to drink and party and, connect, meaning in a way where we shared memories together. We need to actually be doing business. Like, how do we build? How do we grow?
Right.
So then I became, like, I am now selective of where I go.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't show up to any event, it's not to say that your event wasn't of value or meaningful to me.
Exactly.
It's just, you have to pace yourself. And if I feel like, well, attending this event won't do anything for my business because there's no one there that I think can help, or the idea behind it, how does it align with what it is that I'm doing? Right. I would rather be here because, like I told people a few days ago, I have a pain, like my business has a pain, me, the individual has a pain, and I need to find a prescription for it. Like, who has the medicine?
Yes.
I need to go there.
Oh my God, that's a great way.
Right. I need to go there. I need to feel better about the experience. I need to feel like this experience actually helped me develop as a person and my business, right?
Yeah.
So again, the whole I belong here, although it's affirmations of a realtor, it's really just this realtor is a human being.
Mm-hmm. So, because when you're a realtor, I think it's a different level.
Right.
Because you come in and you're new, and I remember being new and just like, oh, this is the way I'm supposed to show up.
Right.
And that's where it starts.
Right.
Because now you're seeing someone that, is doing great, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that's how I'm supposed to show up.
Right.
But there is something that you do that I always have admired. So I followed you on social media years ago, and I noticed your hustle. I just picked that stuff up, right? Okay. It's like, okay, I know someone that I can hang with, right?
Right.
And I was like, she is so real. That's my word for you.
Well, well, I try to be, and
She's authentic in
Yeah.
everything that she does.
Yeah.
I've seen your love that you sing, and you bring your life into the camera, you know. And so I think that you, early on, you were doing that.
right.
So it's just not like I'm just a realtor and I sell houses.
Right.
There was a lot more.
So I think when I first came into real estate, and I encourage anyone that's listening, if you're new to this and you're married and you have a family, you want to include your family in what you're doing. And that's where I went wrong. And it's not to say I went wrong. It was just a lesson I learned. And if I could do it all over again, I would like to try that out to see how that worked, because maybe that would have been the wrong idea.
Okay.
So when I say, I don't want to say I went wrong there, because I don't know if that would have been right.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think if I had to do it all over again, I would have included my significant other at the time and more in the real estate, because my second year in business, I did 24 deals. My second year in business was the most traumatic experience ever. That's when my family fell apart.
Wow.
And then when I tried to figure out what was happening, COVID hit. And it was like, so if you read the book, you'll learn that during that time, someone with so much success, my second year in business, making six figures, why is she suicidal? But no one knew.
Right.
Because when you show up, you have to show up as the person that they are used to seeing.
Yes.
And
that's a lot of work.
It's a lot. It's hard.
a lot of work to pretend to be that person all the time.
Right. So that's where the I belong here comes from too. Even for someone that feels like, you know what? Life is just, everything is happening all at once. We have COVID. I'm a single mom now. Never thought I'd be again. And, you know, my marriage is falling apart, but business is good. But I don't even want to talk to a client, because while I'm trying to figure out what's happening, I have to pick up the phone and say, hi, how can I help you? Because I don't want to miss out on this opportunity.
Exactly.
But I really need to be dealing with this issue here. How do I deal with this issue? You know, and he's like, why do you need to hang up? Well, I have a client but this is really more important. But this is equally as important.
Right.
So as a woman, it's very hard to balance, you know, family and business. It's like, what do we put first? You can't put career before your family, but at the same time, you hope your family would understand. Exactly. And then they do, but at the same time, it doesn't stop them from hurting, missing you, feeling neglected, and doing something where it's like you go to a point of no return, and now we're parting ways.
So how have you evolved from, how are you managing now?
Breathing.
Because you have a lot going on.
Right.
Just to show you that now you're in a better place. You're in a better place.
Absolutely.
And your state of mind. You're doing a lot more than what you were doing when you thought you were drowning in what you were doing, right?
Right. It's people don't understand how important it is to breathe. Take a minute, be still. Don't think about anything. Don't do anything. There's times that I pull up at a house in a car. I'll sit in the car for an hour and I'm just still. I'm still. And I breathe and I feel the air at the tip of my nose, and I feel the air inside of my chest is cool, and I'm noticing the temperature of the air, and I exhale, and in my mind I'm exhaling any toxic energy, and I try to just be still, because I realize when we act on, there's a quote that says, never make a permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. So sometimes we act on emotion and then regret it later.
Yeah.
But once you do it, it's like, all right, I realize what I've done and I'm sorry, but the person on the receiving end may not be so forgiving. So it's best that with everything that's happening, everything that you're doing, the best way to balance is to make sure you're balanced. It's like, really, like,
you got to take care of you first.
Take care of you first. It starts there. So that's what I
thought
do.
that was being selfish at one point, you know. For myself, it was just like my family was everything.
Right.
But I lost myself. That's how I started this podcast. I totally lost who I was.
Right.
You know, when you're doing so long for everyone that you just forget who you are.
Well, that's why I cut my hair. So if you read the book, you'll understand. So I was a young mom. I had my first child at 19. So straight from being a child, living in a strict household, my mom was Pentecostal. You wore skirts all the time.
Oh my God, we have so similar.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, so you know about it.
Oh yes, yes.
So, you know, not being able to do anything to now go into adulthood with a child and responsible for a human being. I then jumped right into a serious relationship from like age 20 till 33 when our relationship had ended. I was with this one guy, and I didn't know anything outside of that. So all I knew was to be, from being a child to jump into motherhood, all I knew as an adult was to be a mom and to be someone's wife. That's all I knew.
I know.
So when we parted ways, I had red hair, right? So when we parted ways, I'm looking in the mirror like, who am I? Right. Like
I totally get that.
Yeah, it's like I know how to be a mom, but this man just took away my title as his partner. And he wants to come back, but I don't want him back because it doesn't feel safe, right? And, you know, I just felt like I would be in prison if I were to take him back in the state of mind that I was in.
Right.
So I was in the mirror, and I remember I had my box because I was coloring my hair. I remember I had the box out and I was going to color my hair, and I grabbed his clippers and I just cut it.
Oh my God.
Because I got tired of seeing, like, whoever this person is in the mirror, you're not her anymore.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I need to figure out who I am. So I was like, let me just start over. This is going to be weird. I cut it off. And I was like, now I have to just find me again. I have to figure out. I never knew who I was. And it was like, now it's time to figure out, who are you?
Who
like,
you are
not even who I want to be. Just, who is this girl underneath all of these layers?
Yes, layers and layers. I know.
I'm a
I
mom,
get that.
I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a realtor, I'm your friend, someone you can call on. I'm everything to everybody, but who am I? When the last time I took a picture by myself and admired myself? When I see myself, I see the mom, I see QueenNella, who everyone thinks QueenNella is supposed to be.
Right.
Right? Because I can't say and do anything online, you know, you'll get dragged for it.
Sing, girl, sing.
Right. But now I just got to the point where it was just like, I'm just going to be me. Like,
so it took you a while to be like, okay, I'm going to be me.
Yeah, it took a while.
But now you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can see you're embracing it. And it's, if you're for me, you're for me.
Right.
If you're not, you're not.
Absolutely. I said that. I was like, you know, every business, every opportunity, every client, you know, it's not going to be for me. But it doesn't make it a bad thing. Like, just because you're not for me doesn't mean you're not a good person.
No.
It's just you and I probably don't align right now, but maybe sometime in the future we will. But right now, the energy just isn't working, and that's okay.
It's a lot of work to get here.
Right. It is.
So congrats.
I appreciate it.
Because God knows
and
I've
you're
been there.
doing your thing. This is amazing.
Well, no,
so I'm thankful.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, no, I was like, you know, I need to have her on because I need to let you know I see you.
I appreciate that.
From one woman to another.
I appreciate that.
There's not a lot of that about that, you know, there's not a lot of women supporting women.
Right.
And I'm all about that.
Right.
And we need that.
I agree.
You know, and it doesn't matter if you're a realtor or not. I just feel like sometimes we just divide it.
Right.
And you said something. So at one of your events, you said, I have all these other realtors here. And I said, see, that's someone that I align with. Not only do I like her already, you know, because sometimes it's not what you see, right? But I like her and I'm seeing her. This is what she's doing. You know, she's bringing everyone along. So tell us about some of those events because they seem like, I'm like, I want to be there. I mean, if I wanted to buy a house or do any investments, I want to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the comment about the realtors, I'm so focused on why am I here? Like, God, what's my purpose here? Every time I wake up, I feel like I haven't completed something. And not that I'm trying to even get that done because I want to be here for a while.
Yes,
right?
we want to stay.
I want to be here for a while. So I'm not trying to check off every action item, you know, God, you sent me here for. No, but I've been very spiritual lately. And, you know, with realtors, I'm not intimidated by. I feel like I learn from you. If you're doing better than me, how? Tell me how you get right.
Yes.
Are you buying leads? Are you connecting with certain people? Are you a part of a club? Are you? I want to learn instead of sitting back like, oh no, I want to be around because she's probably gonna take my clients. I want to know, like, how are you doing this? right? And the confidence that I have in me, like I said, walking in the room, the arch of my back, and Queen, make sure you smell and feel good and think.
Yes.
Like I say all the time, what? Who said what about me? I'm QueenNella. Like I do that all the time.
Right.
I do all the time. But that helps me. It's not like an ego. I'm arrogant. It's just like you gotta really love and respect yourself. And if you can look at Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever you admire and say, what? Not Beyonce. You can't talk about Beyonce. Well, I feel the same about me.
There you go.
You know, so, you know, I'm not intimidated about anybody because I'm being honest. My focus has always been to help people. And I feel like it's going to be reciprocated. And I feel like my energy will attract like-minded people.
That's right.
With the same energy.
That's what's happening.
And we're going to build each other up. And it's so much business opportunities out here for everyone. Like this right here was an opportunity for me. It was a last minute idea. And I was like, let me just talk to people because Twitch from the Ellen Show.
Yes.
He committed suicide, had everything going for himself.
I know. And you saw those videos prior to, like, so happy.
Right.
The day before.
Right.
Singing, dancing.
Right. And then gone. Right. It's a lot of people amongst us that we don't know. They're having the same battles, the same struggles, right? And if I know that I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing as a realtor, why not have my peers around me and put you in a room full of investors? Because I can't handle them all. Right?
Exactly.
I can't handle them all. And if I'm going to be doing events monthly, there's going to always be another opportunity for me. So I'm not worried.
You're not coming from that scarcity mindset.
I'm so full. I swear, like, I feel like what God has for me is for me.
And have you always been this way?
So my mom is very, like, she's religious.
Okay.
Religious. So you see people as souls. You see people as, you know, when we die, like, none of this matters. You know, it's like what's in your heart, you know? And what I try to be more of is who I am, because I feel like if you see my heart, that's my brand.